Basketball and Bradley on Face the Nation. Okay, well, Dr. J, since you're the doctor here, I guess I ought to ask you about health care.
That'll be fine. I'm a proponent of Bill's position there.
Let me just start out with you. What's the deal with these homers? Are there too many home runs?
Well, certainly I think there are too many home runs, but the reason why is, gosh, a myriad of conjecture, if you will.
I think football's a violent game, and when you get just big, strong, fast guys running into each other, that's a violent act. Is violent a bad word? I mean, if it's a bad word, I don't think it's violent. I mean, I think the two guys running into each other is violent. I mean, they hit hard. But see, football is vulnerable because it's a contact sport. Now, the do-gooders come out, and when they want to do this, you can do it. I mean, there's two sports where guys can plant their feet and hit, and that's boxing and it's football. So whenever you want to get in, they'll come up. There'll be boxing, they'll abolish it, and there'll be a story on football's too violent. Football's always been that way. I mean, you can go back, they were saying that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago. 10 years from now, they're going to be saying it.
Let me ask you about breaking Ty Cobb's hitting
And now we
record.
talk about something interesting.
All right. If there is a strike, you won't be able to break that record this year. Is this bothering you?
No, because how do I know? If there's a strike Tuesday, I don't know. I may have come to the ballpark Wednesday and slid in the second head first and broke my wrist and been out the rest of the season anyway. But I hope there isn't a strike. But if there is a strike, I hope it's the type of thing that makes baseball a better game, because I worry about baseball. See, baseball's been very, very good to me for 23 years.
Is this the man of the future? We'll ask the star of the rock group Culture Club, Boy George. The feminizing of society, an issue facing the nation.
5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was dressing the same way and people didn't accept me. Now, because I'm a very famous person, people accept that I can look both male and female.
But well, let me ask you, you don't think you became a success because of the way you look?
Well, I think that's irrelevant. I mean, I actually don't, because there are a lot of people out in the jungle there who still dress the way I do, and my job is to make it safe for them to be able to be normal people without being successful. Do you know what I mean? Like, people say, oh, Boy George is a star, and they put it down to showbiz gimmickry. They say, oh, Boy George is a clever cookie, you know, he discovered show business, he discovered some glamorous image, and it's made him successful, which is true of a lot of artists, but not of me. I think what I'm doing is definitely a statement of our times.
This week, with mentions of John Kerry being possibly the next Secretary of State, or at least nominated for that, some people have actually written that maybe Ben Affleck ought to run for that seat.
Well, for one thing, the state of Massachusetts currently has 2 extraordinary senators, so there is no vacancy.
Well, there might be, though. But
well,
if there
one
is,
never knows. I'm not one to get into conjecture. I have a great fondness and admiration for the political process in this country. It's a big deal for me to come down here and be on your show that I've watched so much, but I'm not going to get into speculation about my political future. I like to be involved right now. I'm really happy being involved from the outside in government, advocating for the Congolese, taking this movie that I made, Argo, and it's really become a springboard for dialogue about our relationship with Iran, which is, you know, probably, as Hillary Clinton said, the most pressing foreign policy issue today. So I got a lot on my plate.